Fuck you!
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Stay out of my goddamn face, you fucking buzzard. That goes for cocksuckers and retards.
We ain't got no fucking microphone.
Stay out of my goddamn face, you fucking buzzard. That goes for cocksuckers and retards.
Fuck you!
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck you! you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck you! you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck you! Yeah.
You bunch of freaks. All right, you can kiss my ass. You motherfuckers! Y'all just a bunch of losers! Stay out of my goddamn face, you fucking buzzard. That goes for cocksuckers and retards.
We ain't got no fucking microphone. Fuck you!
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Okay, hour's up. In case any of you guys are wondering. CJ is a player on the Greenville football team who had to catch all of those long snaps you guys get to make fun of. Yeah, CJ, my boy's been making fun of Will Albright all year for getting a Scully to play at Tennessee. What are your thoughts on it? Be honest. You had to take those snaps from him for 2 years. Can anyone... No, I'm not asking that because you might give an answer I don't like. For the record, CJ, I do believe, is getting a scholarship to play football at the next level too, aren't you? That was a tough hour. It was hard for me not to tell DJ or DG to go fuck himself. But I made it. So now, DJ, you can go fuck yourself. Or you can hang around and listen to a bunch of inbreds talk to each other, whichever you want to do. It's really your choice, sir. It's a free country. Extreme Kane. Now that's probably a true statement, DJ. There's enough of it on here, Glitter, for people to binge watch. That's for damn sure. Where'd you go, CJ? "24 hours gonna be tough, Hokey." Hillbillies can read, General. Oh, see, that hurts, Glitter. That's a tough one there. Pains me deeply. What's up, Brandon? Nah, I don't think a real troll would waste as much time apparently as you have wasted on Indiana Pacers and NBA content. So you're not a troll, just a dude, I guess, that's bored at 3 o'clock in the morning looking for something to do. So you found this channel and you're having a little bit of fun. That's understandable. What else does an Indiana Pacer fan do at 3 o'clock in the morning when there's no NBA? Well, I mean, you could be masturbating right now, but I don't know how often girls masturbate. Now that's a good one. The light switch is gone, and it's not their car yet. You know, if one didn't know any better, they might think Celine's favorite glitter gator loves BVD might be a 60-some-year-old man that has issues with long snappers. Well, let's face it, DG, trolls are a part of the internet. Who said anything about Billy Cole? Can I read your last message, please? I don't know. I'm an inbred hillbilly. I'm not sure I can read. Let me go back up and see, though. People care less about college football here where I live in Chicago. That's probably true. Only big school, Northwestern, is trash. They're my second favorite team, I guess, but no one goes to games. Atmosphere is different, and Miami games are better. Northwestern gets more home fans than Miami Extreme, let's be real. I mean, obviously, Miami is the far superior program to Northwestern. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying that a Miami fan has no room to talk about anyone else's home fan attendance. Can we at least agree on that? I have mad respect for the Canes. That 80s squad was something to behold. They couldn't beat Tennessee, but they were still badass. I mean, those people actually scared. People were actually intimidated to play those bunch of thugs. And rightfully so, because they didn't give a shit. I mean, I actually, looking back on them now, I enjoy watching the stories about the 80s Hurricanes. And they were supposed to beat the hell out of Tennessee, too, in that 86 Sugar Bowl. They found out that wasn't about to happen. Bunch of Tennessee rednecks put the beat down on them. Still one of my favorite games of all time. So thank you for that, Extreme Kane. Thank your program for that. What's up, Cattle Dog? You know, DG, that's actually a fact. You are right about that. People tend to spend more time on negative shit, period, than they do positive. What does that say about you, though? You've been nothing but negative since you came in here. Just saying. I mean, what has anybody in here ever done to you? Not a fucking thing. Yet you chose to come in here and call all of us a bunch of inbreds, you know. So that's on you, big boy. I got no issues with DG. He's just, to me, he's just someone adding to my watch hours. And adding to the conversation. He's given us all something to talk about for the last hour or so. So, appreciate that, DG. Also, his team sucks ass, so we know what kind of sports life he's been stuck in for a while now, too. We all can relate to, following shitty teams, can we not? Except for Mr. MVPS, his team's pretty damn good right now. That's going to change next year. But, it doesn't matter, General. It doesn't matter if he's a college football fan or not. His team sucks. The team that he's got on his banner for his YouTube channel sucks. What's up, Ugga Dogs Braves? So the team that he is apparently most passionate about is not doing very well right now. That's cool, DJ. I keep wanting to call you DJ. Sorry about that. DG. It's all good. You're welcome here. You're not causing any trouble. Extreme Kane, he's got Indiana Pacers stuff on his banner. So apparently, he's a Pacers fan. What the hell? I can't believe I can't remember his name. The all-time greatest Pacer ever. Miller. Reggie Miller. Now that guy was a bitch. But he was a hell of a ball player. I used to love watching him play back in the 90s. Oh, Slim Mosley got jokes. Hell, he might be a Tennessee fan for all we know. So you're definitely used to following suckage. Prairie dogging it. Man, you bitches at fucking Teespring had my shirts already. Now they've disappeared on me. Guess I'll just have to start over. Damn it. Well, I appreciate all the watch time, DG. Well, see, now aren't you glad I didn't kick him out, General? What good would that have done had I kicked DG out? Wouldn't have done a bit of good. If I had kicked out or unsubbed everybody over the years that's hated me or not liked my shit, I wouldn't have half the subscribers. Of course, half of the subscribers we've all got now are fucking probably fake shut down accounts anyway, so, you know. I guess the only subscribers I really give a shit about are the ones that actually watch my shit. Not watch me shit, watch my shit. Damn. I don't know how I ended up doing a live stream. You know, I know how I ended up doing a live stream at 2:30 in the morning when I started this. I was looking at the people that are live streaming now. We have Hokey for Life, who is doing a live stream. 2 people in there, not much to see there. Sorry, Hokey for Life, just stating facts. I forget who else was streaming. Oh, now Cattle Dog, I don't know that I would, say that. I don't remember you at, was I passed out when I was shitting? How do we even explain that one away? I'm gonna have to have an explanation on that one myself, Cattle Dog. You're trying hard tonight, Glitter. Let me go ahead and give you one.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Well, no, I figured you had to be talking about Atlanta, Cattle Dog. That's the only time the 2 of us have ever met. I still don't remember you watching me shit. What's up, Jeff? What the hell you doing up this late/early? Gotta love the Go Pig or Go Home shirt. Shout out to Bob Evans. I don't understand why it's not any louder than the others, is it? Mr. MBPS, best looking woman ever. Appreciate that, DG. We have to talk about the negative comments. That's why they're in here usually. People make negative comments to get noticed. Correct? But I'll take your advice, sir. CODG didn't turn out to be such a bad guy after all. I don't see anybody else throwing out $5 super chats. By the way, speaking of super chats and speaking of YouTubers, I'm going to have a topic tomorrow night, or tonight I guess as it were, for you guys that should be interesting conversation. And it's thanks to our boy Slita. And I hope he's in the stream tomorrow night. Well, actually, I don't really care if he is or not, because he's not going to change his opinion on this. He's already made that perfectly clear. But we had a little discussion earlier today in his stream about YouTubers and people that quote unquote work. So we'll talk about that later today or tonight. I don't know, some of you might have seen part of his stream earlier today. I don't want to give him a whole lot of attention for this because, yeah, next thing you'll know, he'll be talking about how great he is for making me talk about something he was talking about. But he did bring up to me, something that, how can I put this? I'm curious how many of you all have the same opinion as him on this, which is actually, not surprisingly, a stupid opinion. Well, I'll just tell you what he was talking about, because I can talk about it tonight too. I came into his stream when he was talking about YouTubers making money. And he said, basically he said that people that do YouTube for a living are lazy fuckers, lazy ass fuckers, that don't have real jobs for a living or some shit like that. And I happened to come into the stream, and then of course he was like, no, BVD's one of the guys that deserves to have a lot more subscribers and blah blah, you know, being nice to me, which that's fine. Me, Slita, and I've been on here for a long time. But think about that between now and tonight, what your opinion is on people who make a living at YouTube. Is it a job or not? My opinion is any way a man makes money to feed and support his family is a great fucking thing. Now, of course, I'm talking about anybody that makes money legally. And to be quite honest with you, I don't have a problem. Some people might have a bad opinion of this, but, you know, for people out there that have families that are struggling finding work, you make money any way you can to support your family. Period. Period. Now, I'm not saying people should go out and kill people, obviously, or anything like that. I'm just saying you do what you got to do to support your family. And that's period, plain and simple. Family is first. You got a house full of kids. You got to feed them. You do what you got to do to feed them, period. And I posed the question, okay, Slita, if you could make 60 grand a year making YouTube videos, would you do it? What do you think his answer was? No. Bullshit. Well, I make almost $60,000 a year doing what I do anyway. Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that one too, Slita, if you see this. Yeah. So we'll talk about that tonight when there's more people around to discuss it. Is that a pizza? Is that supposed to be a pizza or a cookie? Glitter. I do not, Mr. MVP. I guess, so is the volume really that bad on the fuck yous? Because I can fix that, I think. They do, CJ. It's a fact. I'll just cite out Uncle Lou, because I know that's one of the people Sleeta had to be bitching about and talking about. Uncle Lou, like him, hate him, love him, whatever, he puts in about 70 hours a week into his YouTube. And during college football season, he puts in 70, 90 hours a week. And just because he's in his garage, sitting on his ass most of the time, you know, putting in those hours doesn't change the fact that he's putting in the hours, you know. So I got mad respect for anybody that can carve out a living doing this. I mean, let's face it, YouTube is part of our society today. And most of the people bitching about people making money on YouTube are on here trying to make money at it themselves. You're correct. It's not labor. It's definitely not labor intensive, DG. But it is a job. You're right. Editing the thumbnails, you know, that's nothing, but you can put a lot of fucking time into this. I'll take my Greenville videos that I do every year. I put tons of hours into those things. One 30-minute video can take me 4 or 5 hours to make. That's not even counting the time I spend at the game, at the practices, you know, shooting the film. Where'd you finally end up on a college, CJ? Was it Tusculum? Wherever it is, congratulations, buddy. I'm happy for you. Proud of you. Been fun watching you for the last couple years. Mars Hill. Okay, cool. Coach McCall's alma mater. I bet he's happy about that. Everybody doesn't hate him, Jeff. I don't hate Sleeta. He's just a dumbass sometimes. I'm more, what's the word here? I tend to be, I don't let Sleeta get to me as much as other people do. You know, it really gripes people's nerves, the fact that he's a Georgia Tech and Georgia fan. I don't get that. I'll never understand that. He'll never make me understand how he can be a fan of Georgia and Georgia Tech. But that's him, you know. He's a fan of all Georgia athletics, and that's, you know, I get it. He grew up there, I guess, you know. His primary team is the Falcons, but he supports all Georgia I guess schools, and I get it. I support, you know, I'm a supporter of all the county high school teams here, but Greenville's my shit, you know. It comes down to it, they get more of my time, more of my support than any of the rest of them. Yeah, CJ, it's going to be interesting next year here to see how your replacement does. Curious what you think this upcoming team's going to be like, CJ. This upcoming Greenville team. And do they have a shot against Elizabethton? A lot of people have just automatically penciled Elizabethton in for the next couple of state titles. I personally don't think so. I think Drew's going to be a better quarterback this year. Obviously, we're going to be hurting losing Ty and you and Will and some of the people we're losing. But I think we got some great kids coming up too, so Greenville's going to be just fine. They'll be in the mix. I try to understand where Sleeta's coming from with his support for all Georgia sports teams. I try to be not a fan of, but I want all the Tennessee colleges to do well, except Vandy. I hope they never win another fucking game. But if Vanderbilt's playing somebody from, I don't know, somebody from Florida, although their chances of winning are very slim, I'm gonna hope they win. Yeah, Mason needs to have a monster year, and I think he will. I think our offensive line's going to be hurting next year too. Losing Chris is going to be major. But don't we get shit? I never can remember his name. The kid that got hurt in the Betsy game. He was over there. He was our right tackle. Damn it. He may have been a senior too. I know we got Pillar coming back. We got Terry coming back. I don't even know who else we got coming back on the offensive line. That could be a struggle for us next year. But Coach Bentley will coach them up. Our line will be fine next year. The only game in the regular season, and you know this, that we have to worry about is Betsy. Eventually, Anderson County is going to get us, I think. Yeah, no, not Clay, but he'll be back next year, won't he? Sam, what? Damn it. Was his name Sam? God, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Name off all the linemen for me last year, CJ. We had Terry Grove, we had Pillar, we had Flint, we had Chris, Sam Allen. There you go. Yeah. Will he be back this year? If we have him back, that'll certainly help. I agree, Jeff. You can really only have one favorite team. I get it. Alright, General. Have a good one. Yeah, I'm not going to be on here much long either. This was really just an experiment tonight. I'm sorry you wasted those 5 minutes, Glitter. I wasn't even paying attention. That's true, Glitter. I'm looking back at some of your comments. You know, this time of year I don't even pay attention to the money, quote unquote money on monetization. I don't make shit this time of year anyway. Yeah, I remember that now, CJ. We could have used him last year. I haven't, DG. I'm shitty at checking emails. Which email? Should I check both of them or just the morning show email? I'm really going to have to make a trip to the bathroom here pretty soon. Let's see. Let's see who this is. Oh, okay, cool. I got an email from Joel Hartley from down in Florida. He was on the sideline when Tyree Cleveland caught that pass. He's got a YouTube video where he was right down there, and he's got the best video of the celebration from when Tyree Cleveland caught that Hail Mary to beat us. So he's going to come on the show, it looks like. Which email, DG? Oh, my personal email? Okay. Let's see. Let me check that. When did you email me, DG? I'm not seeing anything yet. It may have, you know what, actually it may have came up on spam if you mentioned anything about sponsorship. Oh, a while back on the BVD Incorporated, right? QB running back should be able to put it. Yeah, defense could be a question next year. Man, losing Ty and Will on defense is huge. And, you know, losing Will at wide receiver was huge. But we got, God, I can't believe I'm forgetting these names. Jaden, we got Jaden coming back. He'll be huge next year. Man, I wish we'd have used A.J. Stewart a little bit different this year, but hey, I'm not a coach, and I got in trouble last year for commenting on coaching after the Daniel Boone game. I was right, what I said, and they know I was right, but I shouldn't have said it on Coach T. Shouldn't have said what I said on there. So I don't know if you noticed or not last year, CJ, but I wasn't around as often as normal. Last year was weird. Last year was it was a weird year for me, but I'm sure it was for everybody. You know, losing Ballard was just weird. But I love Hammonds, love all those coaches. Had a lot of fun there the last 10 years. Guys have taken me in, you know. So I guess I understand why they were a little upset at my comments last year. I just thought they could have handled it different. No. Yeah, send me the email again if you don't care, DG. Everhart Transportation is not the... anybody really can sponsor me. I just... Everhart... I can't discuss what all Everhart did for this channel, but he's a lifetime sponsor. As long as I do YouTube, I'll talk about ETI, because Klein Everhart was amazing. You know, he didn't have to do... Damn, I'm losing my voice. Everhart. Klein Everhart did more for me last year than probably anybody will ever do for me on YouTube. And he didn't have to do it, you know. Plus, he's been a huge supporter. God damn, I'm actually losing my voice. He's been a huge supporter of Greenville Athletics. All of his sons played there. Well, I appreciate that, CJ. That means a lot for you to say that. I wondered what the kids thought, because I wasn't around as much last year. And believe me, it hurt me too. It hurt me that I got... Well, surely they're not watching at 3 o'clock in the morning. A couple of coaches called me into the office last year after the Daniel Boone game and basically raked me over the coals and really treated me like shit for a comment I made on Coach T after the Daniel Boone game. And it wasn't even that bad of a comment. All I said was I question why our coaches chose to go away from the beef package on 4th down. The part that probably hurt me was when I said common sense tells you that when you're blah, I'm not going to go over the whole thing again, but I used the word common sense, and it just made them mad that I said it on a public message board. You know, so I get it. I probably shouldn't have said it, but it's like I told them. That's one time in 10 years. One time in 10 years that I sort of criticized a coaching decision. What about the thousands of times I've been on public internet praising our coaches and pumping them up and talking about how great they are? And there's fans all over. There are literally Green Devil fans all over the country now because of the videos I do for Greenville. And I just kind of felt like they were a little bit harsh. And pretty much, I ain't gonna lie, it hurt my damn feelings. And, you know, it took me a while I couldn't be around them for a while. And I almost quit doing it last year because of that. And I was going to have words with them, but I decided, you know what, it's not worth it. They're the coaches. I'm just a fucking dude that makes videos. You know, I'm a nobody. What do I know? I've only been around the Greenville football program for 42 years. What do I know? You know, I don't work for Greenville. I've never gotten a dime. Never gotten paid a dime for Greenville videos. Sure, I get to get into the games free, and Coach Ballard was always welcoming of me and offered, you know, to take me to team functions and stuff. So it was just, CJ, it was a really weird year last year. Not, you know, not losing a few games aside, just after that incident, man, I had a hard time bringing myself down there. And until I sit down with those two coaches and talk to them about it, it's always going to be a little bit of a thorn. But I want to sit down with them and talk to them about it and let them know how I felt. And you know, if they're not cool with me anymore, I won't do it anymore. I'll leave it up to them. It'll suck for the kids, you know, because I think the kids, every kid on that team for 10 years has told me how much they love the videos, and so I don't want to lose being able to do that, but I'm not going to go do it anymore if I know there's some coaches that have ill feelings towards me. I just can't do it, you know. So, we'll see. We'll see. I want to be there when we kick Elizabethton's ass this year. Well, that's a little bit different, MCD. You know, if I hadn't been taken in as part of the team, they could have probably given a shit less about me criticizing a play call. I appreciate that, CJ. That means a lot. That means more to me than anything those two guys said last year. You know, we still talk. One of the two coaches, I send texts every holiday. You know, anything like that, I text him and wish him happy whatever. Sometimes he answers, sometimes he don't. And it wasn't the head coach, by the way. It was one of the assistants. And Spradlin, I love Coach Spradlin. I'm closer with him on that coaching staff than any of them. Coach Harris, Coach Gillespie have always been super cool to me. Coach Hammond's never had a problem with him. I never had a problem with any of them until that incident last year. And even after that, you know, even though things were different, they still were cordial to me and talked to me, and it was just different on my end. Never thought I'd see the day where I got my ass chewed out in the office like a fucking, like one of the students. And I'm older than one of these guys. I'm twice as old as one of them. Or not twice, but about 15 years older than one of them. And the other one's older than me. That should tell you who I'm talking about, CJ. There's only one coach on that staff that's older than me. And I always loved him. Still do. Still think he's a great guy, you know. Both of them are still great guys and great coaches. Just, you know. Boo. I done missed out on what we were talking out on here, going on my little Green Devil rant, but it felt good to talk about that again. I'm obviously still not over that. I missed out on a lot last year. What's up, Squidtard? Appreciate it, buddy. D4, if he's still in here, he knows what all I do for that team. I mean, clearly I'm not a fucking coach, you know. Burn the hair. What did I miss? Yep, I'm gonna have to mute you guys for a minute, or maybe a few minutes, depending on how things come out, so to speak. should be back live again. Let me see something. Can't pull a. Here we go. Here we go.
You motherfuckers! Y'all just a bunch of losers!
Cheers to Kutztown Root Beer. Good shit. Only available at the Mennonite store. Let me go check my emails again. See if DG resent that yet. Don't see anything. There it is. Okay. Okay. I see your email now, DG. I promise as soon as I get done with this stream, I'll read it and look at it and respond back to you, buddy. No, it didn't come out okay, Jeff, but everything, as far as I know, did come out. I gotta start taking some additives, let's just say. I got some stuff up in the cabinet, but man, whew, when it hits you, it don't matter where you're at, it hits you. Of course, this would be a good time to do that now, wouldn't it? Given the whole quarantine thing. Has everybody been doing a good job staying at home? I'm not gonna lie. Last few days I've had to get out of the house. I don't get out and mingle in public. But I get out and drive around a little bit, stay in my car. Go to the store when I have to get whatever I need. But we went out, my roommate and I went out yesterday to the Mennonite store. We usually go out there every Saturday, every other Saturday, whatever, and get some deli meat and stuff. They just got great meats there and great cheeses and stuff. And man, this fucking bitch at the deli department, this chick looked like she hadn't had a bath in a month. And was, you know, coughing all over the place, not covering her mouth. I got pissed. I said a few words I probably shouldn't have said. Didn't say them directly at her, but I said where she could hear me. And we ended up, speaking of DG, we went to Dollar General. Later, my roommate went in, was going to get some deodorant and a couple of things. Toilet paper. And he was in there like 2 minutes and came back out, and he's like, fuck that. I was like, what? And I said, you're empty-handed. You didn't get your stuff. He said, man, when I went to the deodorant aisle, there was like 2 or 3 people in there, nasty, greasy-headed, stinking ass. Could smell them from 10 feet away. What's wrong with people, man? I mean, take a fucking bath. Seriously. Have some self-respect for yourself. If you're going out into, especially in these times, man. We shouldn't be going out that much anyway. But take a freaking bath. Have a little respect for the people around you. God damn, man. Yeah, I hear you, DG. I'm disabled, so I don't get out much either. I get out the most I get out is during football season. You know, on Fridays, I'm at the high school game with the teams. Through the week, I usually go to practice every day, if not every day, every other day. So I get out more during football season than any other time of year. And it's got to be rough for the people that are constantly outside, having to, you know, you've been cooped up all winter, and now we finally get some warm weather, and they're saying you got to stay inside. I think that's why a lot of people are having a hard time staying in. But damn, man, I mean, you can go out in public now. Just use some common sense. You know, stay the fuck away from people. If you have to get outside, get in your car, go out and drive around or something. You know, that don't mean you got to get out and go mingle in Walmart, which Walmart's putting a stop to that shit anyway. Yeah, mine are all jacked up, Kevin. Ever since I started doing the morning show with Lou, I'm usually up most of the night because I actually don't want to oversleep and miss the show, because I don't sleep much anyway, and when I do sleep, it's maybe for an hour or two at a time. And sometimes I can fall asleep and sleep hard for 2 or 3 hours and not hear shit. My roommate will tell me sometimes some of the noise he's made in the house, and when I get up, he'll apologize for having made that. I'm like, dude, I didn't hear shit. And one of my cousins came over and sat down in the recliner 10 feet away from the couch where I sleep for like 3 hours one day and said I never budged. He thought I was dead for a little bit. I can't remember the last time I've slept like 6 or 8 hours straight through without waking up. Kutztown root beer. Pretty good shit. Wouldn't buy it on a regular basis, but while we were in there today, I saw it and I was like, man, I'll try something new. And it's pretty good. Yeah, I know, right, Jeff? Until they find themselves sick with something. I just wonder how many people have gotten this shit and don't know it. Let's see, I'm missing some comments. There was a meth head at a Dollar General earlier today that kept chasing people trying. Really? That's not irresponsible. That's just fucking somebody that needs the hell beat out of them. I hear you. Who said that? Kevin, I hear you. I'm not like a huge root beer fan. It's got to be, like, my favorite is IBC. I don't think anybody's better than IBC. Some of them are nasty. Some of them are just, yeah, okay. That's why I don't drink it regular. But now, if beer tasted like root beer, could possibly see myself being an alcoholic. Ice freaking cold. I hear you. Yeah, warm root beer is not good. Warm Coke I can actually drink. Got used to that when I was in jail a few years ago. It's funny too, they called them cold drinks in jail, but they were never cold. Catalog, that sounds like something a meth head would do. Not calling you one, I'm just saying, you know, up all the time and then they have to crash for 12 days. What did I miss? Let me go back up here while you guys were talking shit while I was taking a shit. That's a good catalog. That's a good point. You never know who you're going to meet. And I'm not going to primp up and, you know, do my hair all up and make sure I'm wearing nice clothes. A, because I don't have nice clothes. I've got maybe a handful of decent shirts and, you know, some nice pants just in case. But 90% of the time I'm wearing a t-shirt and sweats or a t-shirt and shorts. I'm going to be comfortable however much time I got left. Now, if I'm, you know, got any shot at all at a female, I'm not going to fucking wear sweats and a t-shirt on a date or anything like that, like I'm going to be getting a date anytime soon. See that a lot around here, Megan, people going out to the stores in their jammies. I really don't have a problem with that, I don't guess. It just depends. You know, like you see some of these women around here. CJ, if you're still, I don't know if you're still in here or not, CJ. CJ is a senior in high school. He lives in Greenville. I know he's seen these type of people around here that are just make you scratch your head and go, woman, what the hell are you thinking? You know, but you see that a lot in, hate to say it, in the South. I think in general, and of course this doesn't apply to everybody, but I think you see more people in the rural South that don't give a shit about their appearance than you do other places. But to me, a person that don't give a shit about their appearance is really not, well, yeah, it is worse. I was going to say it's not much worse than these people that spend 10 hours getting all their makeup on and shit just to run down to the convenience store and get gas. That's ridiculous. You've seen it, CJ, haven't you? You've seen some of these women around here that you just shake your head and go, what are you doing? Same with the dudes. $15 pairs of good shoes. Okay, that's what you like, Cattle Dog. That's you, buddy. Who am I or anybody else to tell you that's stupid? I think I asked you this earlier, CJ, and either didn't see your answer or you didn't hear me. Are you going to get to walk this year? I know graduation's coming up soon, and actually, do you know who Sean Ottinger is, CJ? He's the other guy that does videos for you guys. He's the one that does the videos and puts the end of the year video together for you. He's a buddy of mine, and me and him were going to do all of the high school graduations this year. We were going to film them all, but now I don't know if that's even going to happen or not. Were you planning on going to Murfreesboro, CJ, with the basketball team? I don't know if you're friends with any of those guys, how good of friends you are, whatever, but I was definitely going down. I was going to get a hold of Brad and see about riding down there with him, and, you know, of course, paying for my own hotel room and everything, but filming the run, because I think they really had a good shot down there this year, especially if they stayed hot. Man, good God. Reed was out of his mind the last few playoff games. I don't know if you win or not, but Reed Satterfield, he was on a different level. 42 points, I think, against Fulton. I think he might have had 30-some against Unicoi. Austin was having a good postseason. They had a good... What year is Austin? I hope he's not a senior. That team's going to be good again next year, but... Who are the seniors on that team? I know Terry Grove is not a senior. Austin's a senior, okay. The chubby kid, what was the chubby kid's name that was really good? Damn it. You know, I know you know who I'm talking about, but he was really good. Might have been, no, it wasn't Micah. For what, Jeff? Bama gave Apple Watches to the players. For what? Why does Dabo give a shit what Saban or Alabama's giving their players anyway? No, Dollar General's not just in Tennessee, DJ. It's everywhere. DG, damn it, sorry. Hang on, I'll tell you where all Dollar General is. I know they're in Ohio, North Carolina, South Carolina. Oh, it's just showing the ones around here. Okay, there's a Dollar General in Missouri, there's Dollar General in Indiana, Kentucky, Alabama, Florida, North Carolina, South. They're all over the Southeast. I think Dollar General might be the second largest growing company. See, there you go. They're in Maryland, outside of Walmart. Dollar General is huge. There's like 5 or 10 of them in Greene County where we live. There's a shitload of them. See, they're in Arizona. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Oh, okay. I got you. DG. I was fortunate enough to get to go on that trip around the country 2 years ago with Catfish on his truck. We didn't stop very much, and when we did, it was at a damn truck stop, so I didn't really get to see a whole lot. I got to see a shitload of interstate. I got to see 24 different states on that trip, so it was, aside from staying in a lot of pain the whole time from being cramped up in a tractor trailer for 20-some days, it was rough, but it was still a lot of fun. I think the prettiest state that I saw while we were out there, at least in the daylight, a couple of states we drove through at night, so I didn't really get to see much of them, like Utah. We were only in Utah during the daytime for a couple hours, and that was out there on the salt flats. And if you've ever been out there, there's nothing to see out there except for salt flats. Nope, didn't take Archie. Left him here by himself for 27 days. I'm just kidding. My roommate took care of him. We went through Iowa. I got to see that big ass truck stop, Jeff. What is it? I forget the name of it, but it's the world's largest truck stop. Saw that. I got a lot of this shit on video, but I don't know what happened to the video. I know I put it on one of these computers and I cannot find it. But how did the trip come about, Slim? Basically, Catfish and I got to know each other, and I joked around with him saying, "Hey man, I'd like to take a spin on the truck with you for a couple of states sometime." And he's like, "Anytime you want to, man, let me know. We'll come through there and pick you up." Like 2 weeks later, he came through, picked me up, and it ended up being almost a month long. I stayed on there with him. See, we went to North Carolina, then up through Virginia, up into Pennsylvania, Maryland, cut across, went through Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Nebraska, Iowa. Let me look at the map here. I can tell you exactly where the hell we went. How we went. We basically just made a big, huge loop. Let's see. Yeah, we went to North Carolina, up through Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, over into Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska, Wyoming. Wyoming was really cool. Down through Utah, Nevada, and yes, it's pronounced Nevada, not Nevada. California. Dropped down, went through Arizona, New Mexico, Texas. That place really is fucking huge. Then up into Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri. At the time, he was living right there. I guess, I don't know what they call it. We'll call it the tri-state area, right there where Kansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri all come together. Then from there, we went back up through Illinois, Indiana, up into Michigan, to Detroit, then back down through Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, down into Alabama, Birmingham. Let's see, where'd we go from there? Went back, ended up back over in Fayetteville and Raleigh, North Carolina, which was really weird. We had to stop like 5 minutes from the house I lived at in Raleigh and from one of my good friends. Then from there we went up to Virginia. That was the last place we went, and then back home to Tennessee. So all those states. Really good time. You find out a whole lot about somebody when you spend 27 days in a truck with them. But I teased Catfish about that for a long time. I teased him. I got to almost see a bunch of places. I didn't get to see the Grand Canyon, but I did get to see a sign that says Grand Canyon this way. Saw several stadiums as we drove by them. Look again, a bunch of stadiums in Texas. The Baylor Stadium, the Texas University of Texas Stadium, a couple of huge-ass high school stadiums in Texas. Jerry's World, saw that, saw the Cotton Bowl. A ton of stadiums I got to see. Just driving through, of course, driving past them. I would definitely do that trip again. What's up, Flint? Good morning, sir. Well, I mean, DG, nothing to be jealous of. Like I said, most of the time, 99% of that time was spent in the passenger side of a tractor trailer. And the truck he had at the time, I used to give him shit about it. We were looking through a window, a windshield it's about like, let me see, looking through this, if I can make this effective. Come on up here. Come on up here. Come on up here. About like that. That's about what it looked like, looking through his front windshield. You got this big, huge-ass windshield, but then he had a visor in front of it that came down, and you couldn't see shit out of it. And then looking out the passenger side, you had these two big-ass mirrors. No, Ralph, we did not sleep in the same bed. He had bunk beds. Oh, I bet, CJ. I've watched videos of people flying over the Grand Canyon. It is amazing. That Grand Canyon is at the very top of my bucket list of places I want to see in this country. And then Yellowstone's right behind it. I want to see El Capitan. If you guys haven't seen that movie, The Dawn Wall, about the climber. There's two of them. There's the Dawn Wall, and then there's the other one where the guy, Free Solo, where that crazy fucker climbs all these huge places with no ropes. They should call it Death Wish. Cattle dog, take your ass to bed. Pretty much, Slim. I mean, he goes home some, but I'd say out of 365 days in a year, this is totally a guess, but out of 365 days in a year, he's probably on the road 300 and, I don't know, 340 of them, 330 maybe. I don't know how close that is, but he's Most of the year he's on that truck because he's an owner-operator. And I watched that man fork out, I don't even know how many hundreds of dollars a day on fuel. We stopped and got fuel, if not every day, every other day at least. Yeah, that's not true about the sleeping thing, DG. The trucking industry is very mandated now. They have, in a 24-hour period, I may not be exactly right on this, but in a 24-hour period, truck drivers have basically 11 hours to drive 10, something like that. Maybe it's 14 hours. It's 14 hours to get in like 11 hours worth of driving. The days of truck drivers driving 20-some hours straight without stopping or sleeping are over. Those have long since been over. It's all electronically kept up with now. There's still some companies that still have a few trucks that are that still have what they call paper logs, log books that are actually handwritten in paper, but those are very few and far between. It's, in fact, I'll tell you what, it's so strictly mandated now, DG. There was a couple of times on that trip where we were in a parking lot in a truck stop looking for a place to park at night with literally minutes left before that truck had to be parked and stopped and not moving. No. There will never be self-driving tractor trailers. There's never going to be self-driving cars either. I mean, I don't know what you've been reading, Ralph. There might be cars that can back into a spot by itself, but we're never going to see the days where you can hop in a car and, you know, lean back and take a nap while it drives you to another state. That shit's not happening. That's some Jetsons shit there. We're a lot closer than we used to be. Yeah, that's right, CJ. You don't go over what you're allowed to drive in a day. Truck drivers literally, you know, have to pull over if they're out there heading for a place and it's about time for their quote unquote shift to end. They've got to pull over. Talking about some major ass fines and some not getting paid. It's 10 hours a day, Jeff, but you're right. I mean, I don't know about the 50 in a week, because we drove 6 days a week, or 7 days a week, I mean, excuse me. What did I miss? Let's see. I don't know what that was from, DG. It could be, you know, somebody that was on a paper log truck. But that shit is so illegal now. Don't know, Slim. You know, Catfish told me about what he makes every year, and of course I'm not going to repeat that. That's nobody's business. But, I mean, you know, you can make good money driving a truck for sure. I don't think you can make good money now starting out driving a truck. I mean, you can probably make more driving a truck starting out now than you can bagging groceries or working at a, you know, working at a damn fast food joint. But it's, I guess it's so mandated now. And even as long as Catfish has been doing it, he's been doing it 25, 30 years now, and he owns his own truck, and still, he has to drive the wheels off of that thing to make the money he's making. What's up, El Nino? Long time no see. What's up, Austin? Hope you're doing well as well. That's something I've always been kind of interested in, Jeff, the railroad industry. So, you know, it's really, to me, almost kind of hard to believe that we still have railroads. Are you asking me what a truck driver can make, Slim, or are you asking me what Catfish makes? Because you know, obviously I'm not going to tell you what Catfish makes. I don't know exactly what he makes. You know, he didn't tell me exactly what he makes. I didn't ask. But I'm sure there's truck drivers that make over $100,000 a year. I'm sure there are. Those are probably guys that have been doing it a long time and all of their lives. And then trust me, the dudes out there that are making that kind of money are owner-operators and probably never at home. Okay, I got you, Slim. I don't profess to be a damn trucking industry know-it-all by any stretch. I'm just telling you what I learned spending a month on a truck. I learned a lot about it, that's for sure. Yep. That's a fact, CJ. I used to want to drive a truck, and had I started driving a truck, you know, in the 80s when I thought I used to want to do it, I'd probably be making good money. Well, I probably wouldn't be driving a truck now. I'd probably be just like I am right now, because I think diabetes was going to get me no matter what I was doing. $60,000 a year is a lot of money depending on where you live. $60,000 a year is not shit in New York City. Garbage workers up there probably make that or more. Probably more than that now. But you have to make it up there to live. I don't understand. I mean, you hear stories about studio apartments in New York City costing $4,000 and $5,000 a month for rent. What the hell kind of shit is that? I lived in a studio apartment in Pigeon Forge for 3 years, and it cost me $200 a month, and that was too much for the place. Norfolk Southern. A 600 square foot studio apartment's a big ass studio apartment. Wake up, Glitter Gator. Yeah, truckers get a bad stereotype too, CJ. They're not all like everybody hears, you know. I know a lot of people that when they first met Catfish and heard him talk and found out he was a truck driver, just automatically assumed he was a dumbass, you know, redneck hillbilly trucker. So far from the truth. Glitter, I think it's about time.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
I don't know about high percentage, Ralph. How do we even quantify that, you know? Do we take a poll of truck drivers? Hey, are you a meth head? Yep, get back to sleep. Glitter Gator, you have no input here, sir. I'm about to shut this crazy late night impromptu stream down and maybe even go lay down myself and try and get an hour or two of sleep. Not quite that bad, DG. Generally, right now, it is real shitty, CJ. Generally, through the week, if I'm up all night, I do the morning show, and then as soon as it's over, I go lay down. And it don't take me long to go to sleep at that point. And then I'll sleep for an hour or two, wake up for 5 minutes, go back to sleep, wake up for, it sucks. And in an hour's time, sometimes I'll fall asleep and sleep real hard for like an hour. When I wake up, feels like, oh yeah, I slept for 5 or 6 hours. I look at the damn clock and it's been 45 minutes, And that shit you hear about having to be in deep REM sleep or whatever, you got to be asleep for an hour or two before you dream, that's a bunch of shit too. I can fall asleep for 5 minutes and dream. Trains amaze me, man. I will never understand how them big heavy ass fucking things stay on the track with that much wheel, basically keeping them on the track. That's amazing. I am sleep deprived, DG. There's no question about it. Yeah, I appreciate you guys all tuning in tonight. First hour was real exciting. Lots of talk. Just one of those late night impromptu, what the hell. Think I'll stream and see who shows up. Good luck with that, Hokey. You got a long way to go, buddy. Yeah, that's rough, Glitter, when that happens. I do that some. Wake up and not necessarily forget what day it is, but forget what time of day it is. Not that it matters. The only schedule I have now is, my streams that I do. Done pretty good so far. 3 months, I think, now. I've been doing these regular streams, and I think I've only missed one so far of my own streams. I think. Only one. Let me tell you something, too. I'm not going to sit here and try and convince you all that live streaming is hard work, because it's not. But there are times, just like with any other job, where I don't want to fucking get on here and do a stream. I don't want to sit here for 2 or 3 hours and talk. Just don't have shit to talk about right now. But every time I get on here and log on and start talking to you guys, we always come up with something to talk about. And that's on you guys too. I mean, you guys always give me reason to talk about stuff, But tune in tonight. We'll be back here about 8 o'clock tonight. I am going to discuss this whole Sleeta shit and his retarded ass theory on YouTubers. You guys have a great morning. Stay safe. Enjoy your day. CJ, good talking to you again, buddy. Hang in there. I hate that you've lost your senior year, man. I know there's probably a lot of seniors that are glad they lost their senior year. I was one of those probably. It wouldn't have bothered me a bit if they said, hey, last 3 months, fuck it. I'd have been good with that, but I hate it for the sports guys that totally missed out on them. So we'll talk to you guys tonight, 8 o'clock. See you back here. DG, I'm going to read your email here as soon as I get done, and I'll reply back to you, buddy. Y'all have a great day. Appreciate you.